Have you ever gotten a raise and somehow ended up with less money at the end of the month? Have you ever looked at your bank account and wondered where all that extra income actually went? Have you ever felt like no matter how much you earn, you are always right back where you started? I'm going to walk you through two real people. Same salary, same city, 5 years apart in outcomes. One of them has $43,000 saved. The other is drowning in $12,000 of credit card debt. The difference between them is not discipline. It is not willpower. It is not some secret investment strategy. It is a single $8 decision that became permanent. And once it became permanent, everything changed. If you stay stuck in this pattern for the next 5 years, you will hand over $54,000 you could have kept. That is not a scare tactic. That is the actual math. And I am going to show you every single dollar. This is not about deprivation. This is about seeing the system that is designed to keep you spending more every single year. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. And that is when everything shifts. Meet Jake and Marcus, both 28 years old, both working in tech support for different companies in Austin, both making $68,000 a year. 5 years ago, they were in the exact same place. Same rent, same car payment, same student loan balance. Today, Jake has $12,000 in credit card debt and $400 in his savings account. Marcus has $43,000 saved, zero credit card debt, and he is on track to hit 6 figures in net worth by 35. The difference between them did not start with a big financial decision. It started on a Tuesday morning at a coffee shop. Jake decided to upgrade his coffee. Just this once. From the $2 drip to the $8 oat milk latte. It tasted better. It felt better. It made the morning feel a little less stressful. So he did it again the next day. Marcus kept the $2 drip. Not because he is cheap, because he was saving for something specific, and he knew the math. That $6 difference is where everything split. Because it was never just about the coffee. What happened next is called lifestyle inflation, and it is one of the quietest wealth killers in America. Here is how lifestyle inflation actually works. You make one small upgrade. It feels good, so your brain marks it as the new normal. Within 2 weeks, that upgrade does not feel like a treat anymore. It feels like baseline, and going back feels like punishment. Jake upgraded his coffee in month 1. By month 3, he upgraded his lunch spot. $10 became $17. That is an extra $35 per week, which does not sound like much until you multiply it out. $35 per week is $152 per month, $1,824 per year, and that is just lunch. By month 6, Jake upgraded his streaming services, added premium Spotify, added HBO Max, added Disney Plus, another $43 per month. $516 per year. Still does not feel like much. By year 2, Jake moved to a nicer apartment, just $200 more per month. Better neighborhood, better gym. Worth it, right? $200 per month is $2,400 per year. Add that to the coffee, the lunch, the subscriptions. We are now at $4,740 per year in permanent lifestyle upgrades. And Jake still feels broke every month. Because here is the thing nobody tells you. Lifestyle inflation is not about the money you spend. It is about the baseline you lock yourself into. Once your brain accepts that new baseline, going back feels like failure. So you keep spending at that level even when money gets tight, even when the credit card balance starts climbing. By year 3, Jake is spending $4,740 more per year than he was in year 1, on the same salary. That money had to come from somewhere. It came from his savings. Then, it came from his credit card. And once the credit card balance started growing, the interest kicked in. 22% APR on every dollar. Now, Jake is not just paying for the upgrades, he is paying interest on the upgrades, which means he is trapped. He cannot go back to the $2 coffee because his baseline shifted, and he cannot afford his current baseline because the debt is growing. This is the loop, and most people never see it until they are already stuck inside it. Now let me show you what Marcus did differently. He kept the $2 coffee. Not forever, just until he hit his first goal. That $6 difference per day is $180 per month, $2,160 per year. He put that money into a high-yield savings account every single month. Automated. He never touched it. By month 18, he had $3,240 saved. That became his emergency fund, his buffer, his freedom. And here is what changed. Once Marcus had that buffer, he stopped living in survival mode. He was not checking his bank account every morning. He was not stressed about overdraft fees. He was not one emergency away from disaster. That mental shift is where the real wealth starts. Because when you are not desperate, you make better decisions. In year 2, Marcus negotiated a raise. He went in confident because he was not negotiating from desperation. He got $73,000, $5,000 more per year. And here is the part that changed everything. He did not upgrade his lifestyle. He kept the same apartment, same coffee, same lunch routine. He banked the entire raise. That $5,000 per year became $416 per month in savings, on top of the $180 he was already saving. By year 3, Marcus had $18,000 saved, zero debt, and momentum that felt unstoppable. Meanwhile, Jake got the same raise, $73,000, $5,000 more per year. But because his baseline had already inflated, that extra money disappeared into his new normal. Nicer dinners, better clothes, faster car. He upgraded again and again. And every upgrade became permanent. His new baseline climbed higher. By year 5, Jake is making $73,000 and still living paycheck to paycheck, still carrying debt, still stressed. Marcus is making $73,000 and has $43,000 saved. Same income, completely different financial life. The difference is not intelligence. It is not luck. It is one decision that stayed small. Marcus kept his baseline low while his income grew. Jake let his baseline grow with his income. And that is the entire game. Here is the part nobody talks about. Lifestyle inflation is not about denying yourself forever. It is about controlling when and how you upgrade. You get to decide when your baseline shifts, not your impulses. Marcus eventually upgraded his coffee. In year 4, after he hit $25,000 in savings, he moved to a better apartment in year 5. But he planned it. He saved for it. It did not break his system. Jake upgraded first and hoped the money would follow. Marcus built the foundation first and upgraded from strength. That is the difference between lifestyle inflation and intentional shengji. One traps you, one frees you. So here's what you need to ask yourself right now. What is your current baseline? What small upgrades have you made in the last 2 years that now feel permanent? Remember when I asked if you have ever gotten a raise and ended up with less money? Now you know exactly why. Every time your income goes up, your baseline creeps up with it, unless you actively stop it. Remember when I asked where all that extra income went? It went to a new normal you never agreed to. And remember when I asked if you feel like you are always back where you started? That is lifestyle inflation locking you in place. The invisible trap I promised to show you is this. Your brain will always normalize your current spending level. Every insight in this video points to one thing. Wealth is not about how much you make. It is about how much you keep when you make more. Jake and Marcus prove that your baseline is the single biggest factor in your financial future. Control your baseline and you control your wealth. Let it drift and you will always feel broke no matter what you earn. Once you see lifestyle inflation, you cannot unsee it. And that awareness is what breaks the cycle. Here is what happens if you keep your baseline low for the next 5 years. You save $200,000 on a $70,000 salary. Here is what happens if you let it inflate. You earn $400,000 over 5 years and have nothing to show for it. You came here wondering why you always feel broke. You leave knowing the system that keeps you there. And that knowledge is the first step to freedom. If you learned something today, hit subscribe and drop a comment below. See you in the next one.